Hi friends, today I am going to read a story from this lovely book. Its name is Falling in Love Again by Ruskin Bond. So let's get to it. What are the contents? The contents, one story is my favorite in it. The name of the story is The Night Train at Deoli. So it's a very beautiful story, and I have read it when I was in class 8th, I guess. I was in ICSE board, and it was in my syllabus. So till class 8th, I didn't like studying, and I didn't like reading English when English was very weak. And so I despised English books and English literature. But this beautiful book, chapter, it was The Night Train at Deoli by Ruskin Bond. It made me fall in love with Ruskin Bond all over again. And today I want to just share this beautiful story with you. So let's see where we can get in 10 to 15 minutes. The Night Train at Deoli. So Ruskin Bond is basically a teenager in it, and as we all know, he's a very romantic person, even since his teenage years. So it's a story about him traveling in the train, and the train goes through a Deoli station, and there he sees a beautiful girl. So like every boy in his teenage years, even me and you, he instantly fall in love with that girl. And I haven't seen that girl personally, but I can imagine how beautiful she must have been. So the story starts like when I was at college, I used to spend my summer vacations in Dehra. Dehra is Dehradun. So he used to live in Dehradun, and he used to go there during summers at my grandmother's place. So his grandmother used to live there. I would leave the plains early in May and return late in June. So from May to in July, that's the typical summer vacation in the Indian subcontinent, I guess. Deoli was a small station about 30 miles from Dehra. It marked the beginning of heavy jungles of the Indian Terai. Indian Terai is basically what after the mountains, that region that starts is the Terai region in India after the Himalayas. So Himalayas, as we all know, extend from the northwestern part to the northeastern part till in the northeast. Okay, so that's the Indian Terai. The train would reach Deori at about 5 in the morning, when the station would be dimly lit. So just imagine this. Just close your eyes. I'll read it to you. You should just imagine what I'm saying. Okay, you would enjoy it. You would love it. The train would reach Deoli at about 5 in the morning, when the station would be dimly lit with electric bulbs and oil lamps, and the jungle across the railway tracks would be just visible in the faint light of dawn. Deoli had only one platform, an office for the station master and a waiting room. The platform boasted a tea stall, a fruit vendor, a few stray dogs, not much else, because the train stopped there for only 10 minutes before rushing on into the forests. Why it stopped at Deoli? So he imagines Deoli is not a very popular station, and not many people get on the train from Deoli or get off at Deoli. So why the train is stopping at Deoli? It doesn't have any significance, right? So he asks himself why it stopped at Deoli. I don't know. Nothing ever happened there. Nobody got off the train and nobody got in. There were never any coolies on the platform. So, a typical Indian platform is filled with coolies. So he didn't saw any coolies there. But the train would halt there a full 10 minutes, and then a bell would sound. The guard would blow his whistle, and presently Deoli would be left behind and forgotten. I used to wonder what happened in Deoli behind the station walls. So when I used to travel in childhood, I also used to wonder various stations used to come when I used to travel from my even from my college to my home when I was in college. So way stations used to come, and at night it looks so serene and so calming to look at a station, to look at the beautiful sky, to look the clouds floating in the sky and the moon behind the clouds. You just if you haven't experienced it, please do experience it in your teenage years, right? It will be very smoothing, calming, and rich experience for you. So he says, I used to wonder what happened in Deoli behind station walls. I always felt sorry for that lonely little platform and for the place that nobody wanted to visit. I decided that one day I would get off the train at Deoli and spend the day there just to please town. Even I used to think that there are some stations, some village stations. There there are only a few trees there and a shed for one or two people to stand there. And when my train used to stop there, I used to imagine what kind of village life they must be living, because I haven't lived in villages anytime in my life, and I know the life is very difficult in the villages, and to romanticize that, I know it's not okay, but still, if I get the chance, I would love to spend some days there. I want to experience that natural beauty, that raw beauty that the village contains. So he says that I was 18, he was 18, visiting my grandmother, and the night train stopped at Deoli. A girl came down the platform selling baskets. This is the girl, guys. This is the girl. Please note that. A girl came down the platform selling baskets. It was cold morning, and the girl had a shawl thrown across her shoulders. Just imagine, just give wings to your imagination and imagine how the girl must be looking at that time. It was a cold morning, and the girl had a shawl thrown across her shoulders. Her feet were bare, and her clothes were old, but she was a young girl, walking gracefully and with dignity. That's a very good character in any girl anywhere in the world. The grace and the dignity with which she carries herself. So if there are any girl audiences who are here, please mark these words: the graceful and the dignity, because that's all matters. You can wear any expensive clothes like Zara, Louis Vuitton, bags and all, but the grace and dignity, they can't be bought. You have to inculcate it in yourself, right? And for boys too, you do have to work on your dignity, right? On your gentlemanness. When she came to my window, she stopped. She saw that I was looking at her intently, but at first she pretended not to notice. She had a pale skin set off by shiny black hair and dark troubled eyes. And then those eyes, searching and eloquent, met mine. Just imagine how in the middle of the night at about 2, a teenage boy in his 18s, he meets a girl, and then their eyes they meet each other. So just imagine how beautifully romantic it is. She stood by my window for some time, and neither of us said anything. But when she moved on, I found myself leaving my seat and going to the carriage door. I stood waiting on the platform, looking the other way. I walked across to the tea stall. A kettle was boiling over on a small fire, but the owner of the stall was busy serving tea somewhere on the train. The girl followed me behind the stall. So the girl followed him behind the stall, right? So let's see what happens next in my next video, right? So stay tuned. We'll be waiting for you.